So this is now the final section of the supplementary appendices of the whole talk to the UFO weird stuff about sons of God and crashed alien spaceships and all that sort of stuff. So I just hope to provide a few explanations to things that we haven't done so yet. Thanks for watching, and I just hope you enjoy the rest of this stuff. Yeah, there's one or two extra bits. Are you still coping? All right. Yes. Okay. Right. We'll do the other bits then. There's just a couple of extra things on UFOs which are supplementary. Okay. Crop circles. You've heard about crop circles. This is something that really started just a few decades ago, and it was all kinds of things about aliens doing it. Around the 1970s, circles from the flattening of crops such as wheat, barley, rye, or maize, or rapeseed began to appear in southern England. Okay. Since then, they've been seen in 26 countries, and they get ever more complicated. Okay, Japan, for example. Okay. Many consider them to be of extraterrestrial origin. UFOs landed and made these circles and things, and that was what it was about. Okay. 1991, Douglas Bauer and David Chorley, Doug and Dave, they admitted they started the craze. They read something about a crop circle being seen in Australia in 1966, and there was a documentary on, about including them and other people that have claimed to have made these things. And who knows what made the Australian one? It may have been a whirlwind. It may have just been a natural phenomenon, but there was a report about it. And they said, oh, we could do that. We could make one of those. And so they made one, and then then it started to just blossom, really. Okay. Many others jumped on the bandwagon, really, were inspired and made their own. You know, people thought, oh, well, we'll try that, and we'll try that. And they all started doing it. Okay. Including, I put this in because I live in Hungary, Tokács Gábor and Dallos Robert near Székesfehérvár in Hungary. Paulie's been to Székesfehérvár. That's quite near where I live. I mean, they made this thing, and then they said, they finally admitted that they'd made it. And, they even showed how they did it with this, like, planks, a rope around a plank, and then they sort of tread the thing down and make a circle and make all kinds of elaborate patterns with it. Okay. There's a documentary by Matthew Williams called Circle Makers, which I watched about this. And many have claimed to have made their own circles. However, yes, with these elements, the general idea was they heard about crop circles, they saw documentaries, they saw films about them, and thought, oh, we could do that. And they all thought, well, there may be some which are genuine alien ones, but I bet we could do one as well. And then they started doing it. But interestingly enough, carry on, why did they do it? Perhaps to help people believe in the aliens, or just to make a fool of people, or just to create works of art, or just for a bit of fun, or whatever, people started making them. There's no reports of anyone having seen spaceships or grey aliens or anything while they were doing it, but there were certain paranormal things started happening, occult phenomena did start happening in connection with this. They saw balls of light, columns of light, feelings of being watched, being shadowed by dark figures. Then there were certain things that, the same pattern appeared in different places. Some people became ill, or they had marks on their body, they heard strange noises. Other people stepped into the circle and had sort of feelings of peace or whatever, or even healing or something. So strange things did happen in connection with the circles. But it's more like a cult than alien, even in this case. Okay. But people also reported that they felt a certain addiction to it or compulsion. That, tonight we have to go out and we have to make a crop circle, and they really feel this compulsion about it. Okay. So my conclusions are that crop circles are made by man. No evidence of alien activity. But there is some evidence, once man has made them, there's evidence of supernatural phenomena, possibly demonic activity involved in certain cases. Okay. That's a very, very early case, interesting enough, from the 1600s. of the devil making a crop circle. Apparently it happened then too. What's the purpose of the crop circle phenomenon? Oh no, who knows? Okay. Maybe just to increase chaos and confusion. Okay. So it's possibly a case of the fact that man decided to do something and Satan decided to jump on the bandwagon and make it creepy. I don't know, possibly. Okay. Furthermore, on UFOs. Okay, next. Oh yeah, Roswell. This is a... Remember, I mentioned about the so-called UFO crash in Roswell in the 1940s. What really happened? There's lots of theories, and I checked this up on the internet for the various different theories. What happened was, well, I've probably said what happened. The facts. Okay, what are the actual facts? In July 1947, an unusual craft crashed in the desert of New Mexico. This actually seems that this did actually happen. Okay, something crashed in New Mexico. The Roswell Army Air Base recovered the craft and possibly bodies. The number of bodies varies according to the different stories. July 8th, a newspaper article claimed it was a flying saucer. It was aliens, okay. A UFO crashed. The next day, the military denied it and said it was a weather balloon. Okay. And the government hasn't actually told a straight story since. The stories so go back and forth. And the idea is, well, yeah, okay, it was a UFO. Oh no, it was only a weather balloon. But is the idea of the weather balloon just to cover up the UFO, or is the UFO a cover-up as well? This is the idea. It's very complicated. Okay, what could UFOs be, just to recap? Okay, what did we say? It could be a natural phenomenon, man-made object like a weather balloon, alien spacecraft, or paranormal occult activity. In this case, which one of these could it possibly be? That about exhausts the possibilities, but which one could it be? Okay. Well, not a natural phenomenon, as the real crash happened, leaving physical evidence. There was actually a crashed spaceship. They got metal from it. There were bodies, so it actually did happen. So it's not some sort of cloud formation or something like that. Okay. A weather balloon or a spy balloon. There's been stories about this that the bodies were really crash test dummies because they were using the balloon to see, if they fell to Earth, what would happen. And so it's claimed that it was actually a balloon with bodies, with dummies. Okay, so that's a possibility. Another one, of course, the usual one is that a lot of people think this extraterrestrial craft actually did crash there, or it's occult activity. Well, in this case, it's not likely to have anything to do with the occult. This is not likely to be anything like the later cases that I talked about, because mostly, in the more modern cases, there's no physical evidence, really, or there's not actually a concrete, whatever, nuts and bolts spacecraft that crashed. This is very unusual. It doesn't seem to be like the later cases. There was actually a real craft that crashed with bodies and with a certain type of metal, which is unusual, memory metal. Okay. The balloon explanations are so contrived, artificial, and unbelievable and easily falsifiable. The only remaining explanation must be the alien crash. The government actually wants us to believe, they have been covering that up for decades. Okay, the government wants us to believe that by saying it's a balloon, that it really was aliens. But there's something even behind that, which is possibly what they're covering up. Okay. What are they really covering up? Okay.